Hey everybody, super awesome to be here. CollabFinder is a New York City startup. It's really awesome to be in Boston. It's my second time here. The last time I was here, I didn't get to see much of Boston when I was here with my ex-girlfriend. But when I was coming up here on the Bolt bus, I wanted to find some really great places to be while I was here for the day. So like most of you, I went on Tinder and OkCupid and Couchsurfing to find some advice. I found some great advice, and I went to a great taqueria. I went to MIT Philosophy Class right before I came here. Somebody on OkCupid recommended I do that. And it was a really great day here in Boston thanks to those kind of crazy services. And when I was thinking about starting a startup, I thought those are the kind of like magical, crazy experiences that I want to sort of facilitate. So with CollabFinder, I figured we would make a startup around the idea that everything that's good that's happened in my life happened because I talked to a stranger. And it's pretty obvious that's true when you think about it. Like everybody met their wife somewhere, they were a stranger at one point. Everybody met their co-founder somewhere, they were a stranger at some point. Everybody met their best friend at some point, they were a stranger. So we wanted to make software that helped anybody talk to strangers as a service, essentially. So that's what CollabFinder is, and I'll give you a quick tour. Oops. Here we go. So this is CollabFinder, and literally as a service, you can add this connective tissue to any organization, any group, any co-working space, any challenge that you have. You can add this technology, which lets the members of your community connect with each other, find each other, team up on new projects, startups, books, albums, whatnot. So I'll show you a couple examples of how companies are using it right now. So these are a couple of our feature groups. So you see some film festivals, some nonprofits, eBay is using it. I saw a mass challenge in the room, so I'll show you this one. This is a program called NYC Big Apps. I don't know if anybody here participated in that, but it's the largest civic technology program of its kind in the world, and last year we powered it with our technology. And the city came to us and they said, we have a lot of people participating in this program, but they're not building really awesome apps and they're not becoming startups. And so we said, well, the problem is you have thousands of people individually working on probably the same app at the same time. They can't see each other, they can't collaborate, they can't find each other. So let's do it on CollabFinder. So you see now there's something like 650 people, and this is how the software works. Essentially, anybody participating in this program now can go on here and say, well, let me log in first, actually. I'll show you even more awesome stuff. So if I was interested in participating in this program, I can go in here and I can say, show me all the programmers interested in education. Now these are 73 programmers who are part of this Big Apps community. And I can sort by how many friends we have in common. So this guy, Leo, I've never met in my whole life. We have this guy that we both know in common. He's working on some cool project. I can go in here, I can check out his project, send him a message, look at the actual project he's working on, and join his project with one click. So we're sort of bringing this technology to any community. By the way, I think Big Apps increased the number of funded startups coming out of this competition by something like 500% after using CollabFinder. So, mass challenge, just saying. So a bunch of co-working spaces now are using this. A bunch of technology companies, eBay is now saying, rather than just giving our developers a list of APIs they can use in the documentation, let's help all the developers in the world who want to build technology off eBay connect with each other, team up on projects. So our sort of thinking is that great teams make great projects and great products. Let's help people make teams around anything in the world. So I'll show you a couple other examples. I've only got 30 seconds left. So what I'm actually going to do is I can create a group for the Boston. So now anybody participating in this meetup can see each other, can share their project ideas. So the next time somebody in this room is looking for a co-founder for a startup, or they want to make an album with somebody who's a physicist, they can come onto this group and they can say, sort every member of the Boston Tech meetup by how many friends they have in common, show me all the physicists and all the guitarists in this community, and send them a message, share their project ideas, and that kind of thing. So Dave, I don't know if you are into this, but maybe useful for you guys too. That's my time. All right, 1 through. Questions?
Is this free to the end user?
It's free to the end user. We charge companies to create communities, to power their communities. So UC Berkeley, for example, is paying us to power their campus with CollabFinder so that their engineering students and design students and music students and design students can actually see each other for the first time across campus. So a bunch of universities, co-working spaces, technology companies are paying us to make their communities much more connected and collaborative and productive that way. Anybody else?
So does this application allow people to see each individual's specialty or expertise?
Yeah, so the question is, can people use this to see people's individual expertise? So I'll show you how it works. So I could say, show me somebody who's skilled in Python. There's a lot of people in this group, so it may take a second. I don't know what happened to the internet, but yes, you can. So yeah, you can search for somebody, you can say, show me all the musicians who know keyboards, or show me all the physicists who know how to work the Large Hadron Collider. And then they'll show you those people, and then you can send them a message, or look at their projects, or send them a project of yours. Other questions?
When you do that search, does it search your entire database or just the group that you belong to?
You can look either, the question was, does the search go across our entire network, or just the members of the group? You can do either way.
Okay. So you could actually find somebody in a different state if that's
Yeah.
their expertise that you're looking for.
Yeah, so there's a lot of startups coming out of this, many of which have been funded now, and those often come from somebody in San Francisco teaming up with somebody in Brooklyn, or somebody in Tokyo teaming up with somebody in Paris, because they have a very, very specific thing in common. So one of my favorite examples is there's one of my favorite designers in the whole world. He joined CollabFinder, and he said, I'm only interested in making a project related to board games. And I know I'm never going to find anybody else in the whole world who want to make the kind of board games I want to make. But now there's a tiny community of people on CollabFinder who now know there's other people interested in making board games through our site. So one of the really cool things you can do is find people based on a very narrow, peculiar, interesting interest that you have, and find people just like you that are doing exactly that. And one of the things we try to do, we also have a recommendation algorithm that sends people a weekly email of suggested people and projects. So if you type in, you're interested in making board games, every week you get an email saying, here's some guy in Tokyo who makes board games, in an arcade. Maybe you guys should chat. And that's sort of, we're trying to, make a serendipity engine that you don't have to go back just today and do a search. We do the searches for you in the background all the time and send you updates of people that we think you'd be really interested in, or projects that we think you'd be interested in. One more question? Yeah?
Is there any metric or ranking system where if I like a developer who has worked about some points?
The question is, can you add ratings to members of the site? And no. And we've tried to make CollabFinder as simple as possible. And when you saw the grid of people, it's really their skills, their interests, their projects, their social connections, where they're located. And that's really all you need. Adding ratings, we actually had it in a very early version of the site, and everybody got 5 stars. So it was not very useful. But it also kind of distracts people from the idea that you can connect somebody based on their interest. You can look at where they've worked in the past. So if somebody's worked at Apple and has the same interest in you, that's a pretty strong idea that maybe they're a good fit for you. Yes, sir.
How many people do you have signed up now? 2 is how does this differ from, say, freelancer sites or freelance?
Yeah, so the question is, how many people do we have? And the second question is, how does it compare to freelancer or e-lancer?
And when did you go online with it?
So CollabFinder is a place to start project people. It's not a place to hire people. So you're not allowed to send somebody a recruiting message. People will get kicked off the site for doing that. It's a place to literally start a new idea with somebody. So if you're a programmer and you want to make a new app and you need a designer, you can post your project. And a designer who has an interest in making that project can join your project and to start working with you. It's not a place to hire people. That's what places like Emacs are for. So we're trying to be, you have Facebook for your personal life, LinkedIn for your professional life. We're trying to be the place for your creative life, where you can meet people to do creative things, whether it's starting a startup, or making an album together, or starting a kids book, anything like that. And all the data about our membership is all public, so you can go on there and browse every single person.
Can you put something out, like put your vibe out there, what you're looking for other people to join your collaboration, or is it just a search only?
That's your interest. So you can say, I'm interested in making a new startup. And then other people say, show me everybody on the site who's interested in making a new startup, and that's you. They'll see you in that list. So you can say, I'm interested in making a board game about riches. And then if somebody's interested in that, they'll find you, they'll see you, and then they can start chatting to you. Yes, sir.
Is there any mobile component to it? Say if I was in this room, I had I want to say I want to see everyone in this location that has something be able to instantly connect without being in the moment.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Something we'd love to do soon. Right now, it's just by city and by groups like this. So if Dave and his crew wants to make a group or a possible meetup, you'd be able to see everybody who's a member of this meetup in this room right now, just by going to that group. I think I'm out of time. Thank you so much, everybody. Awesome meeting.
Come join New England's largest technology meetup, sponsor an event, present, or attend. Visit www.bostonnewtech.org.